Recently celebrated a birthday this past weekend, and my wife got me a Grateful Dead vinyl box that I've really needed, and I treated myself and got myself a couple Sun Records box sets that I wanted. First up, Sun. This is The Rocking Years. This is a 12 LP set. It came out in 1986, and it's just great. Sun Records was one of the most important record labels in rock and roll. It had Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, Roy Orbison, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Elvis. It was located in a small converted garage in Memphis on a shoestring budget, and the studio was where half of the Big Bang of rock and roll happened, the other half being Chess Records in Chicago. Elvis recorded Arthur Big Boy Crudup's That's All Right Mama, July 1954. Chuck Berry from Chess Records in Chicago recorded Maybelline, his first hit, August 1955. So you could argue who really kickstarted rock and roll. Even though Maybelline was a year later, I think Chuck was the father of rock and roll. His synthesis of blues and country was more original and revolutionary, and he became a core component of rock and roll, the sound of rock and roll. He made guitar the rock dominant instrument. He was rock's first great lyricist, profoundly influenced the Beatles and the Stones. I think the Stones are better. But this is about my Sun box, but you can't help but getting caught up in a conversation about the birth of rock and roll. And while we're at it, actually, Jackie Brinson's Rockin' 88 is considered by many people to be the first rock and roll song. Even though it predated Sun Records, Sam Phillips produced it, and with the money he made from it, opened Sun Records a year later in '52. And really, Jackie Brinson was Ike Turner's sax player. It was really Ike Turner and the King of Rhythms, but for contractual reasons, I forget the exact story, it was recorded under Jackie Brinson's name, not Ike Turner. Rocket 88 for a song. Anyway, back to the Sun box. This is fantastic. Charlie Records from the UK put this out. Like I said, it's 12 LPs, came out in 1986. This is the rock and roll stuff of Sun. So it's Carl Perkins and Roy Orbison and Sonny Burgess and Roscoe Gordon, Jerry Lee Lewis, Billy Lee Riley, and Charlie Rich. It's just fantastic. This is really essential, one of the essential building blocks of anybody's rock collection, and you should have it. Next up, that was under $200. Got it off Discogs. I mean, you're going to spend your whole life trying to walk into a record store that might have that on the wall. And this, the same guy in Chicago was selling this for like $60. Not as exciting for some people because the Sun had lost its luster by the '60s. This is Into the '60s. It's called. Came out in 1987. It's 8 LPs. And Sam Phillips, the genius and creator of Sun Records, had shifted his focus by this point to owning radio stations. So the music was on the back burner. His 50s music really couldn't compete with 60s psychedelic music and screaming guitars. His original artists had all gone and signed on to bigger labels. So this is Sun's unfashionable years, but the quality of the music still remains very strong. It's a full range of Memphis sound with rock and roll and country and R&B and blues and soul and gospel. And again, I was ordering this from this dealer in Chicago, and for an extra $60 he threw this in. So I'm very happy. And it completes my Sun box set collections. I think that Charlie did 2 other Sun boxes, which I have, which is, everybody should have this. This is Rock and Roll Bible here, Jerry Lee Lewis Complete Sun Recordings. And the blues years, 50 to 56 on Sun. That's it. I'm done. I can quit. And finally, my wife gave me this Grateful Dead box set. Cornell University, May 8th from 1977. 1977 is generally considered by me to be the greatest live Dead year there was. There's an ocean of Grateful Dead recordings, more than any rock band out there. It's mind-boggling how many, when you walk into a record store or go online, how many live recordings there are. Some people prefer the earlier stuff. 73 is their sweet spot. And even though 77 is my sweet spot, there's, still great stuff. Up until when the Yamaha DX7, that digital keyboard, came out, and they really leaned on that. I think that was Vince Welnick, who was playing with them at the time from the Tubes. And the the bright digital keyboards were, I think, a mistake in retrospect. Anyway, there are 4 box sets that were released from '77. I have Buffalo. Let me see. I got them right here. May 9. This is Buffalo, and you can see they're all very similar. They're all like 5 LP sets. May 7th. This is Boston. My lovely wife just got me, like I said, Cornell, May 8th. So the only one I need is New Haven, Connecticut, May 5th. Considered a peak for the band live. Often, a lot of people have written that 1977, it's not just my opinion, but a lot of people consider it a peak. And these are all high-quality soundboard recordings from some of their most fantastic performances. So I've got 3, 1 more left, and I now I got all the Sun stuff, I got all the live dead I need, and I can retire. That's it. Thank you.